Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to do a buyer's guide on a Mercedes 230 SL. I've looked after this car for about 10 years and it's been through a couple of owners since I've been looking after it. The current owner has left it with us so we can do a video on the vehicle, which is nice of him. We are doing other work on it as well, so that'll show you. Let's get into it. £40,000 God, is that all it's done? I thought it'd done well more than that. I was expecting it to be like 60, 70. Now, I'm going to warn you now, before we get into it, everyone's going to probably hate me after this video because I'm going to make this car look so bad. But it's not really a bad car, but they have so many common issues, this model, that everyone's just going to think I'm miserable and never ever going to want to buy one of these cars. But I'm just being honest. What more can I do? Before I get out of the car, we used to, again, I'm going to say the word common a lot of times in this video, but it is what it is. Gear selectors. Gear selectors used to be a common issue. Symptoms are you can't get the car out of park, stuck in there. No matter what you did, you couldn't get it out. That is a fault with the gear selector itself. We've changed loads of them in the past for that problem. Shut that door, please, Reese. The whole car, these cars are not watertight. No matter what you do, these cars leak water into the car. Story time. When this car came out, they were inundated with warranty work for water leaks on these. So much so, Mercedes came up with a course that they sent a technician from each dealership to go on for fitting modified seals, making modifications to the seals, etc, etc, to try and make these things watertight. So basically they'd put the car under a sprinkler system, see where the leaks are coming from, rectify it, etc. So it's a 4-day course. I know somebody that's been on it, that this is going way back. Got a customer's car, carried out all the seals, all the modifications Mercedes had instructed to do. After 4 days on this training course, they put the car back under the sprinkler system, and guess what? It still leaked. So if you've got one of these, I'd highly recommend keep the car clean, keep your seals clean, make sure your drains aren't blocked, and probably a waterproof cover. And I'm talking for people in the UK. If you're in a hotter country, then you're probably not going to have as much of an issue. Because of water leaks, we used to have, well, we didn't used to have, we still have a lot of trouble with central locking pumps. This customer's actually put a cover over that to begin with. Basically, water can get in. That's your roof pump. Underneath your roof pump, should we unbolt it? Unbolt it. He's put it in a bag. In fact, I've put it in a bag.
You did it, I remember.
So that's where the central locking pump is located. That is common for getting water on it. I've fitted one on this car in the past. That's why it's now in a plastic bag. Central locking pumps, £1,000. £1,000 to get your central locking working. Like, everything's pretty much £1,000 on this car.
Consistently expensive.
There's going to be a bit of a pattern going on with this car of how much things are. I'll tell you what you do need if you own one of these cars. You need a garage and only take it out on sunny days. That's what you need. Wait, maybe just cover this. Quite a common one for your roof not working is this micro switch. Symptoms you'd get with that is your bootloader will be closed, you'll hit the button and it'll say close. What did I just call that?
Might be for a boot cover.
Close the luggage cover, You'll hit the button for the roof and it'll say luggage cover not closed. Generally that's the fix for that. Not a guarantee though. Before we close the boot, another one which is a favourite on these is the battery control unit. It's got a split charge battery system on this. It's got a starter battery under the bonnet and it's got the main consumables battery in the boot. The main control unit slash relay is behind this cover. Try and get a picture up of that and do some
magic.
Try and do some editing with my non-editing skills. They are known not only for failing, they are known for setting on fire. I have seen them set on fire in the past. If you Google it, I'm pretty sure there's a Facebook page dedicated to those things being set on fire. I have seen one myself. It wrote the car off. Nightmare. Guess how much they are? £1,000.
Getting good at it.
Under the bonnet. Put it in service mode. As always, M113, don't worry about that. Just to cover a few basics on the M113 engine, most common faults are probably crankshaft sensor, rocker cover and breather boxes leaking. I'll put a link in the description below for us doing that job on another vehicle. Braking system, SBC fly-by-wire braking system, pump, whatever you want to call it. Terrible system. It has a service life on this particular part. After so many brake pedal presses, you'll get an error on the dash saying service brake visit workshop. A lot of people think they want brake pads or something. It's not. It is generally something to do with the SBC system. I'm pretty sure in America they're still covering them under warranty, but unfortunately here in the UK we don't. Guess how much that is? £1,000, exactly. Another common one. Everything's common in it. Is there another word I can use apart from common?
No.
This car has come into us today for an ABC pump, which is this pump here, which was leaking fluid. Reese, can you bring us that ABC pump over here with the cloth it's sat on, please? My assistant Reese is bringing us the old pump. Give the camera a smile. So here's the old pump. You can see where it's been leaking. That's quite a common item on this car. How much do you reckon that is?
£1,000.
£1,000. Reese has just made a comment across the workshop, so we'll see what he's got to say.
Is there anything good you can say about it?
So Reese has heard us across the workshop and commented that, is there anything good we can say? Well, the good thing is, I would definitely have one of these. I would have an SL. Even though I'm pulling it to pieces, I'm just telling you what I've experienced over the years. I would definitely have one. What else, Reese? What else did you say? Okay, have you got something good to say about it so somebody might buy one? Don't let what I'm telling you put you off. Yeah, I'm just educating you what you could come across. However, given the age of these cars, you know, a lot of work's been done. So I'm not saying you're going to buy one of these and you're going to need all this stuff. You know, a lot of it will have maybe been done, or some of it been done. Gearbox, the conductor plate, speed plate, which sits on top of the valve body. We've changed a lot of them. On the early models with a VGS1 gearbox, without getting too complicated, you cannot change the speed plate on its own. You've got to change the valve body with the plate attached. If it's a VGS2 and above, you can change the plate. That's a common item in that gearbox in any Mercedes, not just SL. SBC pump, that went in SL, 211 E-Class and CLS. Common in all of them, doesn't matter the model. Carrying on with the ABC system, bottom ball joints on the struts. Again, I'll put a link to the description of what we can do with those. The struts themselves can leak. Not much you can do with them if they do leak. Again, all stuff that we've done plenty of times in the past. Struts are £1,500 each. Multi-link suspension. Every single ball joint on this car, you can imagine, is common for failing, especially at the age that they're at now. I'm gonna make this car sound so bad, but if it makes anyone feel better, I would have one of these myself. Upper wishbones, you can see that one's been replaced. And ball joints, they're, I keep saying common, they're common, these are common, that's a good one. All can fail, and we've done a video on replacing this lower ball joint. Again, I'll put a link in the description for that. That was on a 211 E-Class, but it's the same joint. So that's that. I'll put a link in the description for the ABC ball joint. Oh, I'll tell you one that is quite common. Obviously you can't see from down here or up there, but the fuel tank is buried in the car. The baffles inside the fuel tank become detached and they float around in the fuel, and when you brake and stop at the traffic lights, you hear a thud, and it's the baffle thudding up against the side of the fuel tank. You've got to take the fuel tank out and replace it to do that. However, I do believe people are fixing them some way or another. I'm guessing they're putting a gigantic magnet on the side of the tank to make it stick to the side. I could be wrong. I'm sure somebody in the comments will say, "You idiot, what are you talking about?" But yeah, I believe there's some kind of fix going on with that. I'm not sure if I mentioned before, even though the ABC pump is a really common item to fail, Mercedes no longer sell them. I don't know if that's a temporary thing or a permanent thing. So for this one, we've had to get it from a company abroad. Obviously, because they're not available for Mercedes, they're charging similar money because you don't have a choice. So sort it out, Mercedes. You would sell loads of these. Get them back on the market. SBC system. We have replaced a lot of calipers in the past for binding, making the back wheels bind. We have noticed it mostly after you've replaced the discs and pads. I don't know what it is, but you put brand new discs and pads on it and all of a sudden they start binding. It's another one for you. Been asked that question many times, and I've informed loads of garages about that, and that's what it is, calipers. Put flexes on it as well. Right, so just round things up with the SL. Hope I've not made it sound too bad. They're your most common items with that model, I would say. Even the model after, by the way, still has water leak issues, so there's not much you can do about that. Shall we see how much the customer's spent with me in a 10-year ownership?
Yeah, let's have it.
Let's go. Let's have a look. I'm not going to click on each individual bill and tell you what was it had, because we'll be here all day and I don't have the time. As far as my system goes back, I first worked on this car in 2013 at 28,000 miles. So it's hardly done anything, has it? Better get a calculator. I'm going to round the figures up so it won't be exact. The original owner of this car was a gentleman called Mr. Lamb. He was a very good customer. Unfortunately, he passed away, and he left the car to his daughter, Kiki, who also used to bring the car to me, and then she sold it to the gentleman who owns it now. They've all been good customers. I've been quite lucky with this car, so that's why I've looked after this car for so long. This figure isn't all under one ownership, it's under 3. What do you reckon it is? So in the 10 years I've been looking at this car, I don't know if the car's ever been anywhere else for anything, but I can tell you what they've spent with me is just shy of £7,700. Does that include today? Yes, that includes the job today. £7,700. So for 10 years running, it's only done. What was the mileage when I said it? When I first done it, £7,700 for 12,000 miles in 10 years. I will put links below to other videos of ours that reference to jobs I've been talking about. I've just been editing the video and I thought I would ring Mercedes just to make sure that my prices are correct on everything I've been saying. And there is a lot of parts that are actually no longer available. So I can't even get a price. Parts not available anymore. The gear shifter, SBC control unit, the ABC pump, which I explained in the video, the battery control unit, and if you needed a complete valve body for the gearbox, that is no longer available either. Major components that are known for failing on this car, you can't buy. Mercedes needs to sort that out, don't they? I don't even know what to say. So yeah, if you've got one of these or you're planning on getting one of these and any of them parts fail, good luck. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. See you on the next one. Paul has priced up all the stuff, and what can you buy?
Nothing.